Hello everybody and welcome back to Oakbridge Farm. Just off camera I did bale the headland and some of the middle of this field just to get 240 bales to hopefully look after the sheep in the long run. Obviously I haven't adjusted the trough of water yet, and I'm just unsure on how much food and drink they'll actually get through, so I want to make sure I've got plenty of grass behind for them. So I'm hoping if I clear these grass bales I can possibly put a stack in the trigger, and then I'm thinking at the back of the cow barn somewhere I can build, I think it's Black Sheep's Modding, they've got one of those auto load stores, so I'm hoping that I can put that in there, and then we'll always have a nice neat stack of bales. And also because I don't have an all singing all dancing system, so should be easier on my system. But yeah, so what I'm going to do, get as many of these cleared up as possible, and then I think we'll wrap all these swaths will be baled and wrapped for silage. And there is, hold on, if I get this bale loading first, I can show you. If we go to contracts, there are some rather big contracts, which I think the likes of that one I'll set a worker on. This one I'll probably do myself, and then there's field 3 as well. So I am going to accept all them. So accept, and accept. So I should have plenty of time, and then it's almost 100,000 in contracts, which will be very well needed. Obviously I think this shed that I want to build, I think that's 10,000. Obviously we've still got the 50,000 pound loan, which I don't think we will look at paying that off just yet. I don't mind just having that ticking over in the background. Then yeah, we'll see where we are. Then hopefully we'll also pass into a new day. But right, I'll get a load of these loaded up. So this is our second full load. I'll put the first full load over there. We will now go and we'll have a look behind the cow barn in the grass to see what will be the best, the most viable sort of option. There, it's got an achievement. Ideally I'd like to put one there, but I think this bank here tails off, but it's whether I can fill that bank in to put a shed. But we'll have a look. So we go on to construction, and then be silos. This is the one I'm thinking. I was rather hoping if we could just put it on the end. What's that like for align with that? So we're looking at filling in this bit of a bank here. Right, let's get that done. And there we go. She is in place, which I don't think it's too bad a job. Stupidly I should have saved before I attempted it, so I've managed to do it in one go, but I'm hoping that will be okay, hopefully. But right, we will go get into the tractor, which you can tell I've just laid some fresh concrete down because it's moved the trailer, and we will reverse into here. And hopefully it fits, and I'm hoping the trigger as well. We shouldn't be far off, so that should load straight into there. and unload. Brilliant, they're all in there. So we can now drop that down. Oh. Oopsie. Right. So now we've got hopefully enough grass all in and ready for the sheep in time to come. And we will... Oh no, there's 4 more bales left to get. But we may be able just to leave... Oh, this isn't going very well at the minute, is it? So we may just leave those 4 because we'll know that they will... We know that they're separate to these others because they're obviously 240, and to wrap these middle ones we're going to have to do 220. So we can leave that, drop that off there, we can get onto the baler and then hopefully get all this done in a decent amount of time. And just like that, that is another field done. So if we, not that button, unload. How much of a partial bale have we got? I think this unload bales early, it should be, in my opinion, it should be in the base game to be able to do that, to make sure your bale is completely clear, that it prevents getting the wrong size. Obviously when you can't do that on console, when you move on to the next field you always have one bale that just isn't right, but at least this way you can get rid of that factor. But we will, it's becoming a bit of a dumping ground for gear around here, but we will move this, we will sort it out, and eventually I'm hoping for that grass field behind the cow barn, hopefully that will become sheds and storage, but that will all be in time. So we'll drop that off, we can then put this onto the wrapper, and then we will just leave that there for now, and we'll find the Massey Ferguson, which that needs. I'm hoping if I fill this up it will be enough in it to do that big field, and we can carry on just trying to get this grass field sorted. I'm just conscious we have done the last episode, there's a lot of grass work, and this episode we're just hopefully going to finish it off. But anyways, we'll go get to the store, fill up with fertiliser, and then I'll see you at that big field. Well, I don't think I could have picked two places which were further away from each other, running to the store and then trying to get all the way back down here. But that is a huge field. You can understand why is it 66,000 to do this contract? I'd love to know how much fertiliser it uses, because I imagine it will it will use a fair bit, but we'll get this lined up. Hopefully something like this is where I'm wishing I'd bought a bigger, you know, the trailed sprayer. That would have come in very handy for this one, but hopefully we will get through it without emptying. So AI worker, yes, let's hire. Yes, AI worker. What's he doing? I'm hoping he's not starting. Alright, he's starting with the up downs. I can't wait. I saw on YouTube the other day that precision farming should hopefully be out soon. So that is something that I am very much looking forward to. I always enjoyed using that, and especially seeing the sprayers are more like in real life, where when you go over somewhere you've already done, the boom starts cutting out and the nozzles start cutting out where you've already done, so you're not wasting fertiliser. And also, I can't remember who it was now, but the farm sim guy did a video on mods, and he was showing how here there will be a vehicle workshop, vehicle garage, so you can click and then see exactly what you own and what you lease, which is the only thing missing out of this menu, which when that comes it will be, well, it'll be brilliant, because it's a lot easier than having to go onto here, then onto your prices, you know, like your finances, onto your vehicles, and having to click through the equipment you have to find it. So I'm very much looking forward to that. But one pass and we're on 10%, and I think we're going to run out and have to refill the, definitely we're going to have to refill the sprayer, but we will cross that bridge as and when we get to it. But we can go back to that point. We'll have to check the BGA. Silage. Right, so that doesn't need any. I'll pass a bit of time near the end and then we can throw a load more silage into that. But digestate's building up nicely. So we will go to the case and we will get these bales wrapped, and then we can just keep an eye on that sprayer to see how it's doing. this bale has just reminded me that I do still have one down there in the water somewhere from when we did the sheep field. So I'll have to... What have we got? Well, we've got the front loader, the wheel loader in the silage club, so we may be able to go and pick that up. The percentage bar for the fertilising contract keeps going up, so that's a good sign. So at least that shows that they're still running. We haven't run out of fertiliser just yet. All these bales here, I think we're going to sell them all. Personally, I think it'll be a lot quicker selling silage like this in bale form. You'll get a lot more on a trailer than what you will do loading it loose. So I think the loose stuff will keep going to the BGA and keep going to our water buffalo. That would be my thinking, but we will tip these there, and then I'll just gather up these last 4 grass bales, because once they are gathered up, I think that will be us done with this trailer, so then we can go and return it back to the store, and then save any like hourly fees or anything like that. Come on, let's put that down. Right, we'll just get these quickly. And the last one, get that in there. And then put the arm back up. We'll just go tip these into our new bale store. Alright, let's just reverse in. I've been very sporadic with my turning today. Is that going to be... I may just want to push that in a bit further so we don't catch the roof. And then we can return that back. At least that's one thing that's not going to charge us any more than what it should do. So up, release, let's put it back down again. I'm hoping that looks rather natural. Try to smooth it off as best as I can. But right, we will go into here. This vehicle's I forget what it's called now. I'm probably going to go right past it, aren't I? None of these. Nope, nope. Nope. Nope, that can go. What's it called? Nope, nope. Is this where it's right at the start? There we go. A HUUUGE. Let's return that. Whilst we're here, we can go... He's not going to do it, is he? We will have to... What? We've got a bale trailer, don't we? So we will get this, and we'll go empty the bale trailer. And then we can go load up with some more fertiliser and take it over to our sprayer just to try keep him going. Right, let's get to this trailer. Better yet, if we can put it on the back, we can just reverse it into our bale store instead of me having to unload it. I'm hoping this will attach on. Yes. Let's just change to that. Right, we'll go and load this into our store, and then we will look at the case will be free, so we'll take the case to the store. Otherwise we're here. Go to here, pallets, liquid fertiliser, 2, 3, 4. Let's go with 2. Go with 2, and then we can, if we need any more after that, I just need to get this first contract in, otherwise we are going to be very short on the money front. I completely forgot about these bales in this trailer. Right. Let's reverse this in again. Oh, this oscillating steering's got getting me there. So if we unstrap, they are now off. And then if we leave that there, we can pull this out of the way. I'm still leasing that, aren't I? Let's go get the trailer on. I turned it off. It's a real handy little wheel loader, that. It's just perfect for what we're wanting to do. It will most likely be something, unless there's one that comes in the store, I'll probably end up buying that at some point. Which is just a shame we don't have the lease to own mod out yet. Or it is and I don't know about it. That would be a brilliant mod. And then I could do that with it, just to save with the finance side. But right, we will get ourselves to the store and we'll load up with fertiliser. Here we are, and it will be our first time using the new store's forklift. So if we park there, what's fertiliser? So we've still got a part fertiliser, that's handy. So we can now go load these, we'll put these on. Well, we can look at taking a lot of stuff back to the yard now. And just try tidy up this, the forecourt, because if we're not careful we'll probably get shouted at, won't we, in due course for leaving it an absolute mess. That's a bright reflection coming off there. So let's put that on. We will go get. We probably should have put some. Asked the store whether they could have got a telehandler instead. Would probably have been easier than using a forklift. But hindsight's a wonderful thing. Will we get two of these side by side, or are we asking? Are we asking for problems? Doing it like this. Caught. I did toy with maybe putting this into a time lapse to save all you a lot of the pain of watching me trying to do this in real life. It's like I say, it's a brilliant thing of a time lapse is if you do mess up, it doesn't look a big thing because it soon passes. But we will now get this last one, and then what I may do is we may then just jump cut to me putting the lime on. And I think, is that silage additive we've got there? So that will have to come back with us if we've got space. But like I said, that's if we have space. I'm being a bit brave there, not strapping. Speaking too soon, aren't I? But right, I think we will jump cut this so I can get all these on. And then finally, the silage additive. I'm just thinking whilst we're here, is there anything else that we can buy to make it a full trailer load? I think seed wise, if I remember rightly, we filled the planter up with seed. We've got liquid fertiliser if we need it for our fields, because we've just got 2 fields left to drill. So off the top of my head I can't think of it, but what we will do is it'll be very, very good, and we will park this back up so it's out the way for whoever next wants to use it without trying to crash it into the wall. Put that down. Right. And we will, yeah, so that's been stuck on 77% for a while, so that's the sprayer empty. But we'll go join up with the sprayer, and that's when I'll come back to you. So it's this first right after the wood. Is this going to be tight to get through with this trailer on? Right, we're through there. we now need to try and see where our sprayer is. I'm guessing by the looks of this it could be right down. Luckily it's not too far, it's just down this edge, but we can't just see it yet. So I hope, there it is. So I'm hoping they are on the headland now. But we'll get to it and we'll fill it up. Right, so that's filling. I think that's the front tank it's doing first, and now the back tank. So whilst that's doing that, we'll hop out. Oh, hold on, was that just used? Right, we'll try that again. Whilst that's doing that, we'll hop out back into the case. That seems to have finished. We'll pull this out the way, and we can set this back onto a worker. We'll just reverse back a little bit to there, back onto a worker. Oh no, we're in the way. So fussy, aren't they? I hadn't got it just quite right for it. And he's off. So, we will, I think we've done enough work in this case today. We will go find the John Deere, we'll put the lime spreader on, and we can finally lime that grass, which I think last time, if you remember, I was liming it too late and wasted a full load of lime trying to do it. But hopefully not today. We will pull this just up on this left. I think there's enough of a grass margin to leave that there, and then we can go get our John Deere. Stuck. I need to think of a better place to put these mowers, because just leaving them out and about really isn't ideal. They could do with a wash. We should really get another pressure washer here, so we have one at each farm. But we will back these mowers into here. They only just fit. Let's drop the rear ones off, and then we can, I'll just put these ones, will fit this in this gap so that we can get right, drop those ones off there. We'll go get our spreader, which hopefully still has some lime from when we last used it. So is it here? There we go. Because I ain't used it for so long, it's just trying to remember where you put things, and working between 2 yards you always end up checking the one that you're currently in. But let's attach that. Oh, there's next to nothing in it. Right, well, I'm glad I brought that line back, it saves a trip. And oh dear, and also thinking about it, we'll have to get the Massey with the fertiliser to field 16, because we will most likely need to refill there to keep that going. Right, let's open the top and we'll get this now filled, ready for here, and hopefully this will do us some good. So that's almost filled now, which we are going to be slightly short, but we'll see how far we get with it. Let's close that. Hello, that contract's finished. So before we do this, quick change of plan again. We will park that up there. Let's go and find the Massey. Let's turn that on. Get her folded up. And we will take this to field 16. That's a fair big leeway. I'm not complaining, it saved my fertiliser. But yeah, we'll get this to field 16, set it off there, hopefully by the time it's done or run out we would have finished liming, and then we can go and fertilise field 3. So I think it's this left here, left, right, and is it this spinach field? Is it spinach? Is it spinach? Stop. I don't know. Is it? Sugar beet. That's a bit of a difference. So we'll unfold this in here and we will set the worker off. In time I would love to get... Where is it? Will it be under... Now that would be amazing. Agrifac. You see loads of them, about 54 metre. How much can it hold? 8,000 litres. Well, they first stick out the back. That would be amazing. Or that, but that's 6,036, so that's a huge difference. There's also the Amazon, is it Pantera? I'd love to see that in the base game, considering there's so many Amazon bits of machinery. But I imagine we're a long way off, and what we also need to do is we need to swap the wheels on this at some point, just for realism, to get some narrow tyres on. Where's he starting? Here. Anyways, we'll leave that to him. We will get on to here, and we will get our steering assist. Hopefully this shouldn't take too long. Okay. I don't want to be on that track. I want to be on this one. We can set that off. And yeah, I will hopefully see you. What we will do, we'll just stop there, jump out, needs lime, where we've been over. Brilliant, it's working now. So it must just have been that the grass was too far on for it to let us to do it. But back onto there, turn the spreaders on, cruise control, and we'll see you shortly. Well, the fertiliser spraying is almost complete. It looks like it's nigh on about perfect timing doing this. But we'll just finish off this last slither. It's a shame you can't knock your working width down with these. But anyways, we have only just 7% left, so we've only just managed to finish that with what we've got, and I'm hoping... Oh, I did think... Let's just hope that field 36 doesn't need... Okay, it does need lime. I'm not going to bother with that one, I think, because it's so small and I am planning on building on it. But we'll go get rid of this spreader, and whilst we've been faffing on with that, the fertilizer sprayer has finished, so we can park this up. We can go get our sprayer, and on our way to our next contract we can fill it with fertilizer, and then I would imagine that could very well be the end of today's episode. So let's go Massey Ferguson, let's fold that up, and we want to go this way, I think. Yeah, we want to go past the fields we own. Well, we own one field over here, but what we will do is contracts. We will collect that one, 23,000, thank you. We'll collect that one, 66,000, so that now takes us to 98,000. And what's the other one? 6,000. So we'll be just over £100,000 to end the episode. But then on the flip side, this field. Do we buy it? What's in the sale first? Oh, that would be very good for poplar, but it all depends. Is there a flat, nice field for it? There's 36 that we could do. It would mean that I'd want to lime it though. Or 39. Maybe. Or even 37. How much is 37? 44,000, 27,000. These are all on a bank, they're all on a bank, but then there's nothing small up here. I wish I never pressed that button now to see what it was, because it's not like we can't join these two fields up purely because of the track. Well, this has to put poplar in the top. Conundrums, maybe. Food for thought, definitely. Or maybe do with this field split off. If I go into construction mode, split off like that, put that into poplar, and then leave that as a grass, because it is a huge grass field and it just takes up so much time. And as you know, grass is something that for the sheep and the water buffalo we'll be doing a lot of. I'll have a think about that one. I don't, because I was planning on sleeping, like moving to the next month after this episode. Well, after this. I really don't know, because I was thinking at some point it would be quite nice to get a small olive grove. I think olives, they are more expensive to plant or to put in than grapes are, but obviously you don't have to prune them at the end of at the end of the season. But because this field would be ideal for olives, just small enough that you won't be putting in a big lot. But I don't know, that's really got me thinking now. It's thrown me off my trail of thought. But once we've got through these gazillion gates, we will get this fertilised, and then I think we will call it a day at that. So we just have... No, finished. I thought it was going to make me go back to do those corners that I tried to skip over. So luckily we don't have to do them. So for one final time we'll go into the contracts and we will 6,024 collect that. So we are now over, we're 105,000. Thinking about that poplar, I think I'm going to say no. Just with money and everything, it'll use up half our money. We don't have the field for it, unless I cut that grass in half. But I could cut that if I do start with olives, which is what I'd like to say. If I could do, I'll do it this coming year. Which cutting that grass field off would be perfect for there to keep it nice and level, just for easiness of the harvester. But we will go, because the grass needs fertilising anyways, so we need to get this back down here, and this will be a job for the next episode. Let's see if we've got any more liquid fertiliser. I can't remember whether we used it all up or not. And we must do a load of silage to the BGA, keep that ticking. So no, we don't. Right, well, we will leave it at that for today. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all again very soon. Bye for now.